All right, this is Tara Sasu, and this is Tiny Tim. So we're gonna start, this is the heart right here. This is the apex, and the base is like right up here behind the sternum. And then from there is, this is the aorta right here. And then you can't really see, but there's the common carotid artery, the left, and the brachiocephalic trunk is in there. And from the, I don't know what order to go in. Okay. So it goes to the brachiocephalic trunk here. This is the left common carotid artery here. And then this is the subclavian artery that goes up here and goes up here. And then it turns into the axillary artery here. And as it goes down, this is the brachial artery. I'm really bad at this. The brachial artery here. And then from there, this is the radial artery. This is the ulnar artery. And then down in the hand, you can't see it, but the palmar arches are right here. And then the digital arteries are all the arteries in the fingers right there. These are digital arteries, palmar arches. And then from there, once blood gets down here, it then will go into the veins. So here, we have the digital veins. We have the dorsal venous arches here. And then, I'm really wrong. The digital veins here, and then the palmar venous arches are here. And then you have your radial vein and your ulnar vein here. And then up is this middle one is your medial cubital vein right here. You have your cephalic vein here on the outside. It's gonna go here. And on the inside, which it's hidden, this is the basilar vein here. But then that comes up into the brachial vein, which comes up here, and the brachial vein then goes into the brachiocephalic vein, which goes into the superior vena cava, which is going to go into the right atrium here. And then from the toes, you have your heart again, your apex, your base, and blood is going to go into the descending aorta, which is right here. It's going to come down the descending aorta, and it's going to come into the common iliac artery. This is your internal iliac artery. This comes down. This is your external iliac artery. And from there, it turns into the femoral artery, which comes down here. And from the femoral artery, it comes into the back of the kneecap. This is your popliteal artery here. And then this one right here is your posterior tibial artery. It's going to wrap around. And between the space here, you have your anterior tibial artery. From the anterior tibial arteries, it's going to come down. This middle one here is the pedal dorsal artery. And then you have your plantar arches right here from there. And then these are your digital arteries that go down into your toes. Sorry, from there, then you have your digital veins down here. The digital veins are going to go up into the dorsal venous arch, which is right here. And then you have your posterior and anterior tibial veins again. So this one is the anterior tibial vein that's going to come up. This is the posterior tibial vein, which is right here. And while we're down here, we have the greater saphenous vein that starts here and comes all the way down, and then you have your, what is that one? Small saphenous vein. Right here is the small saphenous. So from there, you go up into the popliteal vein, which is right here, and it's going to come around the femur, turn into the femoral vein here. From the femoral vein, it comes into the external iliac vein. Here's your external iliac vein, your internal iliac vein. This is your common iliac vein. This comes up all the way. This is the inferior vena cava, which connects to the right atrium of the heart. From there, and then while we're up here, you have, these are the common carotid arteries. So you have your right common carotid artery and your left common carotid artery. And then back here, this is your internal carotid vein. And then this side one here, or it's the jugular, I'm sorry, the internal jugular vein, and then the external jugular vein. And then into your brachiocephalic, or your subclavian vein. And there. That is my Tiny Tim.